Why, hello. It's Ernestine here. Hello, patrons and fans and followers and all of you out there who actually give a fuck about me. It's been a really long time, for which I apologize. I would say life got interesting, but I feel like I've started all of these videos that way. So, oh my god. First of all, I'm coming to you from a new apartment. I love it. It's amazing. I'm living on my own instead of with my fabulous German housemates who are still dear friends, but I have space and I can walk around naked and it's just amazing. I can cook meat in the kitchen without anyone yelling at me. It's fantastic. So that took about a month's worth of energy, which is one of the reasons that I've gone a little quiet lately. And I've noticed some of you disappearing, which makes me very, very sad. Even though I said, I'm moving. My ankle is sprained. I'm a little bit, up in the air right now. So hopefully everyone is back on board and the train is leaving the station once again. Yeah, I had to completely stop the dance video project because of this fucking ankle. It's a tendon is partially ruptured. So fuck me, it's a dancer's worst nightmare. It could be much worse, but it's been 2 months now and I'm still on the mend. So I am just like this because I'm about to make a burlesque video by custom request from someone on OnlyFans, which is, one of the many perks of being a fan. Yeah, it's been difficult. I can't do point. I haven't been able to do point for 2 months. I can't really do improv because improv requires an assumption of a certain amount of just stability to begin with. I did that fabulous floor burlesque that I hope all of you watched. That was really, really fun, but surprisingly hard because I had to do all the movement with my face and all the dancing with my face, which I didn't realize. It was really, really tricky. So again, that's an experiment I might be revisiting, but I'm feeling like I have a reasonably good physical therapist who doesn't speak fucking English, and I think that I'll be back on the horse pretty soon, bringing you dance videos and all of the content that you love seeing from me, I hope. There's one video that I never made fully public, which was Ernestine Emerges, which literally was me dancing in a park a couple of days before my ankle injury. So I'm going to be putting that out on YouTube in the next couple of days so that everyone can enjoy that. It's a little bit of an odd video because I go out of the frame because I was just so excited to be dancing in a field for the first time and I didn't have a camera person. My camera person bailed on me, so I wasn't as aware of where my camera angle was as when I'm dancing in a bedroom where it's really, you have to do work to get out of the camera angle. It's quite hard. So, and then the other thing that happened is that career is taking off a little bit, I want to say, knock on wood. I spent the past 2 days in Switzerland, which was spectacular, and I can't go into too many details because laws, but that was very interesting. So, yeah, things are changing rapidly. I've been spending my time diving into the activist scene. The update from Berlin is that we are not really seeing a second wave here. We are extremely lucky, and some people have worked extremely hard to make sure that doesn't happen. Angela Merkel. Dankeschön. And so, it's just life is completely normal as long as you get used to wearing your mask. There's a €50 fine for not wearing a mask on public transit, and you cannot enter shops without wearing it. People will get in fistfights with you. They will punch you in the face. So I'm lucky that Germany has this culture of wear the fucking mask, bitch. Which I hear some of y'all are having trouble with, which completely confuses me and completely confuses anyone who has half a brain and thinks that science is real, right? We won't go there, but less than 100 days, people, less than 100 days. I have my ballot. Do you have your ballot? Anyway, so it's sort of like life as usual here in Berlin, which is really wonderful, with the exception that we received the news that sex workers should not expect to be able to work, and brothels should not be expected to be able to reopen until October 24th. So, me and some comrades here are doing a sex workers' rights action week in the beginning of September, which is taking a lot of time to plan. And I'm, doing activism again, but this time I'm doing activism with fucking delightful people. Activism in Boston was always like, activism under criminalization is really hard because before you get down to the actual work, you have to discuss who got raped this week and whether or not to report it to the police. It's a son of a bitch. So my clients here are so astounded. So they're like, so it's illegal everywhere in America? And I'm like, there is a tiny patch of desert outside of Las Vegas where you can legally practice prostitution in the United States, and everywhere else it is completely criminalized, and in Massachusetts it is very, very illegal. And they just look at me like, it's very hard for Europeans to understand that idea. However, Germany's on the Nordic model right now. There was one somewhat bright spot in the news in the past couple of days, was just that some clubs in Berlin that did BDSM stuff specifically, and massage parlors, there have been a lot of lawsuits in this country, which is a fucking beautiful thing. So they actually took the government to court and said, with BDSM and massages, it's only hands that are touching people, and usually those hands are in gloves. So why can people get tattoos? And because tattoo parlors are open, bars are open, not clubs, not like big venues for performances. So both of my careers are a little bit on hold, both the dancing and the I can't perform anywhere live unless I go to a park, which I'd really like to do when I have my ankle back. I did a photo shoot, and which I can't show y'all for proprietary reasons. I signed a contract, etc. And I was dancing in a fountain, and it was like in the actual fountain is fucking magical. First of all, I love living in a city that has these stunning Rococo fountains with like little cupids with wings everywhere and columns, and yeah, it was really stupidly magical. So yeah, my ankle was horrified, and I spent the next 2 days like laying down, but it was really fun. Yeah, so I've been busy. It's not like I've been like sitting around eating bonbons and getting fat, I promise you. I've been busy with other things, and I really would like to reprioritize this project because I was getting so much out of it. Not having done any improv for 2 months is really weighing on my psyche. I was swimming the other day, and I was finding myself like getting out a lot of stuff, and I was just like, oh my god, like, oh, someday I'll do a video launching into this book I read about how humans get traumatized because they don't have physical ways of getting the fear that builds up after a difficult experience out of their body. Like, for example, after a gazelle is chased across the savannah by a lion, it will quiver for a while and just like shake for a while to dissipate that energy and that fear, and then move on with its life and not have PTSD. And humans don't really have a means of doing that. And there's a lot of cool research about that. And for me, the way that I deal with emotion and hardship and difficulty and adversity is dance. And to not have access to that is really difficult. It's like going back into the closet that I was in for 10 years when I was injured. So it just fucking sucks. Send me flowers. Like, I'm not happy about it. I'm not happy. I also can't really wear heels. I mean, I wear them to do the burlesques, but really shouldn't. So, yeah, that's what's going on with me. Berlin is good. Berlin is lovely. Switzerland is, have you been to, it's like stupid beautiful. Oh my god, being in the Alps was amazing. I was an hour away from Italy. I was like, why didn't this trip get planned differently so I could have like gone down to Italy? I am planning a tour for September, so I'm gonna wander around Europe a little bit in September because that seems like safe timing. And when, Europeans, August, they don't they vanish. Still, even this year, it's the culture in Europe is everyone vanishes for the entire month of August, including all my friends. And I'm like, where do you all go? Because you're not going to like the traditional places. But it's a horrible time for an escort to do a tour. I've made that mistake before, and it was very sad. I was very lonely in some of these cities in Europe doing a tour in August. So September, everyone sort of touches back down to reality. I mean, that's true in the States too. Like, summer sucks for whores, but not to the same degree where, like, the cities are just deserted. They're fucking deserted. It's a beautiful tradition. It's lovely. People here really are very insistent and about their time off. Like, I keep making the mistake of planning to go grocery shopping on a Sunday, and this is such an expat problem because there is nothing. You cannot buy a pair of underwear. You can't go like shopping. You can't like do anything on Sunday. It's just had an interesting chat with a client about like the religious overtones of that of the culture just like shutting down on Sundays because obviously you're expected to be doing other things. So I'm here. I still exist. I'm doing okay. I'm actually doing better than okay. I'm super lucky. Things are going quite well. My stars on the rise. We're really coming out of, again, knocking on wood, coming out of the dark ages of this period in Germany, and my heart goes out to all the people, especially in the US, who are reckoning with this pandemic in quite different ways and reckoning with, all the other upheavals in different ways and not having the freedoms that we have here. It's stark when I talk to my family. It's just the differences between what's going on here and there. It's just for obvious reasons. Anyway, so I put on some glitter to make myself feel better about the fact that I'm just doing a short burlesque and not a full day of dance. And but yeah, I think that you can reasonably expect to hear from me a little bit more often coming up, and I will, you know me, like, I'll rehab the fuck out of this ankle until it's fine again. But working on it, folks. Working on it. All right, I'm wishing you all the best. I hope that you've been staying sane and safe and um, having like a reasonably good sex life amidst all of this chaos. Because to me, that's so important for happiness. It's very important. Yeah, much love. I've been thinking about you. I haven't vanished. And see you soon. Okay.